earlier this month by Uyghur separatists based in Turkey. With more on the delegation's tour, we cross live now to James Pomfret, who is in Urumqi. James?
Thanks, Jenny. The delegation flew in around 2 hours ago after spending some time in Chengdu and Sichuan province. It was the warmest welcome they've received so far. Out of the 4 cities they visited, around 200 ethnic Uyghur children and performers gave a rousing and colourful song and dance routine, clearly to the delight of most delegates. The Chief Secretary and his wife were then presented with traditional welcome caps before being whisked off to their hotel under tight police escort. This after Xinjiang separatist groups said they were against the trip in some way, but the Vice Governor of Xinjiang told TVB News today that Xinjiang's never been more stable and prosperous and that the threats are completely groundless. Nevertheless, security's been stepped up significantly, with guests staying at the delegation's hotel required to wear badges like these to be allowed in, and also around 40 Public Security Bureau officers have been stationed in and around the hotel, and roads in the vicinity have been sealed off. Louise Wong reports.
Preparations for the delegation's arrival began early this morning. Streets are lined with banners marking the group's visit. But the management at the hotel where the delegation is staying is nervous. The Public Security Bureau stepped in to take control of arrangements after recent reports of possible separatist activities targeted at the visiting group. Throughout the delegation's stay, only hotel guests will be permitted to enter the premises, and they'll be subject to stringent security checks. In addition to security guards dispatched on every floor, the hotel's closed-circuit television will also be keeping close watch.
We have spent 700,000 more RMB to upgrade this equipment to ensure everything is under control. And apart from this, in terms of the manpower, we also increased our security staff from 80 to 120 to ensure every corner there is security staff standby.
Local authorities are also keeping a tight rein on traffic arrangements in Urumqi to allow the delegation an uninterrupted journey into the capital. In recent years, separatist activities within the autonomous region have mostly been confined to the south, but the authorities aren't taking any chances with the arrival of the delegation from Hong Kong. Here at the Xinjiang International Exhibition Centre, security arrangements will be tight to ensure the Hong Kong exhibition, showcasing its advantages, will go ahead smoothly as planned. Louise Wong, TVB News, Xinjiang.
Earlier in the day, delegates spent time in Sichuan, in Chengdu, looking at high technology and infrastructure developments. Cyber tycoon Richard Li finally joined the delegation last night and visited the Chengdu high-tech development zone this morning. He expressed interest in the preferential investor policies here, with land and rent often free and construction costs subsidized. But he was also wary of the competition this might create. Others like Raymond Kwok with conglomerate Sun Hung Kai visited the Dujiangyan Water Conservancy plant. He said the trip was too brief for him to make a multi-million-dollar investment decision, though he expressed some interest. Chief Secretary Donald Tsang also gave a speech to the local business community when he again expressed the synergy of cooperation between Hong Kong and Western Chinese enterprises. There are now 84 delegates left, which is around a third less than those who showed up in Beijing. The delegation's now meeting with Xinjiang's leaders to explore investment opportunities in this resource-rich region. That's all from me here at the moment. It's back to you in the studio.
Thank you, James. In other news, the U.S. Department of Energy has apologized to Chinese-American Congressman David Wu after its guards repeatedly asked him if he was an American citizen. Wu went to the department's headquarters on Wednesday, ironically to give a talk on the progress of Asian Americans. Taiwan-born Wu revealed details of the incident in a speech last night to the House of Representatives.
Mr. Speaker, an odd thing happened to me 2 days ago on my way down to the Department of Energy. And I was stopped by the guards when I was trying to enter the building, and I was asked repeatedly, my staffer and I were asked repeatedly whether we are American citizens. And this occurred both before and after I presented my congressional identification card. I don't know how many spies you have caught with that question, but you got at least one congressman. The ultimate irony is that I went to the Department of Energy 2 days ago to give a talk at their request about the progress of Asian Americans in America. Now, I'm reluctant to make much of this incident, and I was just going to let it go. But upon reflection, Mr. Speaker, I cannot just let this go, as I believe that it is our obligation, despite whatever our reluctance may be, despite whatever our discomfort may be, to point out those things which are not right, or to investigate them to see if they need to be improved. And my understanding is that some of the brightest graduate students in the country who happen to be Asian American are now refusing to go work for the Department of Energy. That is as damaging to our national interests, our national security, as anything that I can think of.
And Energy Secretary Spencer Abraham later met Wu to apologize and promised to